We are back here on Lines on Design. My dear friend Louise is here, and we are having a ball talking about this glorious environment that we're sitting in. And a bug actually had the nerve to even think about flying by me. And I showed our product, and he was like, "Oh,
and it was scared."
Yeah, not gonna do it.
Not Greenbug.
Exactly. I'm really excited to talk to you today because, as you said when you came in, we're going to take a little bit of a different tack today. We're going to give a little history about how you got into this and about the product development.
Absolutely. Well, we moved here from Charlotte and realized that a lot of people didn't spend a lot of time outside because the bugs were so bad. And so we thought, well, we got to do something about that.
Exactly.
So we started looking into some options, and a lot of them are very toxic. And that's not something we were comfortable with. So I thought, well, let's keep researching, and we came across cedar.
Well, talk to me about your background, though, because you just didn't serendipitously decide this. You've got a little bit of a background,
Well, by training, I'm a landscape designer.
Right.
And we had our own landscaping business for 20 years in Charlotte. And so we've been creating outdoor spaces. We love people to enjoy the outdoors. And so if they can't enjoy it, we were like, well, let's make a way that they can. And so we realized the bugs were such an issue here, and especially with no-see-ums. Oh, they're just terrible.
What are no-see-ums? Are they just like little gnats?
Yes, they're sand gnats, and if you look at them and under a microscope, they look like flying teeth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're awful.
Wow.
But anyway, we came across cedar as an active ingredient, and I thought, well, how brilliant, because cedar chests, cedar closets, cedar siding, it's all used for the purpose of bugs. And so we actually have then created our own proprietary formulas. We have two different formulations. We have the Greenbug for people, pets, which you've got right there, and that's our biggest seller in retail.
And I have to do a testimonial if I'm allowed. You gave me some of this, and my mom and dad have moved down with us. My dad, it's like perfume for him. Every day, because he spends a lot of time outside, he just uses it, and there's about this much left. He loves it.
Well, we need to get him some more.
It works.
Yes.
Oh, like I'm pitching to the...
Yes, it does. I mean, a lot of people, the no-see-ums are so bad down here, people think, oh, there's nothing that works, but it actually does work.
Yes, it really does. So this is one formula.
Yeah, that formula, and it comes in different sizes. This size right here is actually it passes through airport security, so you can travel with that, and which is great because it also works on bed bugs.
Well, let me ask, oh, it does work on bed bugs too? Then let me ask you a quick question. How often do I need to apply this?
It depends on the circumstances, how much you're perspiring and how active you are. Best way to describe it, my daughter played soccer. They applied it at the beginning of the game, at halftime, and at the end because they were very active.
Yes, that makes
But if you're just going to leisurely garden, you know, it could last you hours.
Okay, so and then,
but that leads me to something else though too, because we have the two different formulas. That one that you've got is not water soluble. Then we do have one that's water soluble. This is the concentrate of it, and then we also have it in, ready to use once it's been diluted. Okay. Now let me tell you about this though. If you want to do some gardening, or if you're going somewhere and you really don't want to have bugs on you, what you can do is take this, once it's diluted, and put a 1/4 cup in your fabric softener cycle of your laundry. And it will infuse your clothes with an extra layer of protection. And it's great.
Wait, tell me again. Okay, so I dilute it.
Right, and you can put about a 1/4 cup in your fabric softener cycle of your laundry.
For this whole summer.
Yes, and I mean, you can use this to bathe your dog. You can use this, people will put it in their mop water.
Yes.
And to apply it. If you have a patio or a screen porch, or like let's say you have an open porch and you don't want bugs on it, you can take this product and just spray all around the porch. And people were enjoying it so much, and they said, was there any way I can do a bigger area, or I don't want to have to do it as, you know, myself. So that's how the Greenbug System started.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the Greenbug System, I was watching my irrigation system one day, and I thought, well, you already have the infrastructure to deliver it.
Yeah.
And so I just needed to come up with a way so that we could make it work and be under one brain. And so what's great about it is your entire property, everywhere water is directed, will be pest-free.
Now, how does that work? Do you put it in an actual...
Well, there's a reservoir that with the Greenbug System, and that holds the product. You dilute it 1 to 10 and put it in the reservoir. And then there's a pump, and that pump is like an IV drip.
Oh, I bet we have a picture of that too.
Yes.
We'll get that.
And so it just, when the Greenbug cycle runs, which is just 2 minutes a zone per day.
All right. Did you hear that? 2 minutes per zone per day.
Yeah, 2 minutes a zone per day for distribution of the Greenbug. And it will go everywhere on your property that the water goes. It's just an IV drip.
Okay.
And that tank will last you anywhere from 2 to 4 months, depending on how many zones you have. And what it does, it's a contact killer, but more importantly, it's an excellent repellent, and it keeps all the bugs from nesting in your yard.
All right, Miss Landscaper, what is the difference between a contact repellent and a
Well, a contact
resist?
Okay, if you have pest control, a contact pest control, that means you have to spray it to control it.
Okay. So if I'm going to kill a wasp,
Well, now Greenbug actually doesn't work on wasps.
Okay, so of course I did a bad example, but okay.
Because they are site driven, which are so like honeybees. So it's very good that Greenbug does not harm honeybees or butterflies. We don't want to hurt those people or those creatures.
Right.
But the ones you don't like a mosquito or an NCM, if you spray it in midair,
boomed. Okay, got it.
Which is kind of enjoyable.
Yeah, it is. It is in that kind of way. Okay.
But what's really important about it is the repellency. And so if you have a female mosquito and she wants to lay eggs, she's not going to lay them on your property. She won't come into your property. You can actually see a roach come to the edge of where the Greenbug's been sprayed and turn right back around and walk away.
Wow.
And so mole crickets, fleas, chiggers, ticks, mosquitoes, no-see-ums, fire ants. All of those are taken care of with the Greenbug system.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and then it doesn't harm anything.
How often do you have to refill? Well, I guess you don't have to refill it that often.
No, you do. It depends on how many zones you have. I mean, we have some customers with 22 zones, and they have to fill it up probably, maybe every 7 weeks. But if you only have, say, 3 or 4 zones, it can last you months.
Can I ask you a question? Am I putting it on, well, you said anywhere there's irrigation.
Right.
So it's on lawn.
Right. Anywhere the irrigation goes. And how it actually works is it applies the cedar.
Yeah, that's what.
And then it dries. And then you apply and dry. So the first week you start the system to establish the barrier, you put it at 100%. The pump, you can change the pump. It's 100%. And then after it's established, you can cut it back to 30% and just maintain it.
Let me ask you this. We've never really talked about how this works. Do I call you to come out and install the system, and you sort of educate me, talk me, and walk me through this?
Yes, what we do is we give free estimates, no obligation, where we go out and actually look at the circumstances. Where the existing, how the existing irrigation system is laid out. And just some parameters about how to install it. And then we can give an accurate estimate. And then as far as using the product after that, people buy the concentrate formula from us, and this amount right here will fill up the tank 4 different times. And you can do it yourself, or we can actually service it for you, whatever is going to be easier for you.
Now let me ask you a question, because we're in the Low Country. What about year-round use? Do you recommend year-round use?
What a great question. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we absolutely recommend year-round. And the reason being, it goes back to, remember how we're disrupting the breeding cycle.
Yes.
Well, even though it's, say, maybe late January, you're not thinking about mosquitoes then, that's when the mole crickets will nest, and the grubs, and those are the things that attract the moles, and they eat your grass from underneath.
Right.
And so, yes, absolutely, we do recommend you do it year-round, and most of our customers that have it, because they're running it year-round, don't do any other pest control.
See, that's really exciting. Okay, so this is as much about prevention as anything.
Exactly, and which is really what pest control should be. Most people are reacting to pests, and oh my God, I got to do something. But this keeps them from ever being an issue.
All right, how do I find you? What do I do? What do I need to do to get this?
Well, we have our website is greenbugsystem.com.
Which is actually really good. I was on it the other day.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
And or you can call. Our office is 843-271-6755. And we'll be happy to come out Anywhere in this viewing area, we've got a lot of
Yes.
systems, very happy customers, a long list of references of people that are thrilled with it.
I'll tell you what, you've got very happy customers. I've talked to a couple of folks who have it, and they can't imagine life without it. It's just such a brilliant invention. I love entrepreneurs. You're amazing.
Well, thank you.
Louise,
Thank
thank
you.
you for joining us. Thank you all for joining us here on Lynes on Design. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.